Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. So, you had your dental appointment?
I sure did.
The amazing part is after your dental appointment.
Why? What happened?
Well, weren't you given a prescription for antibiotics again?
Yep, sure was.
Last time she paid for 5
7 days.
7 day supply?
Yes, 21
3
pills.
times a day, 21 pills. She paid $20-something, $20 and change.
Doesn't sound so bad, does it? Buck a pill, no big deal.
So we get the prescription, we bring it to the local Walgreens where we had to leave it there because they're going to take too long. And we go back to get it, and the guy says to you, so you know how much the price is, right? And you said yes, even though you didn't because you really weren't paying attention to what he was saying. Then he said, how much did he say it was?
$106.99.
For 30 pills. 9 more pills cost $86 more? Something's wrong with that. So
Apparently.
we tell him we can get it cheaper at CVS.
Speaking of which, I got a you need to pick up your prescription reminder from Walgreens today.
We told him we could get it cheaper at CVS. He told us how we would get the prescription transferred over there. And we cruised over to Target where there was a CVS inside. And the guy immediately gave us the price. And that price was how much?
$95.99.
So it was cheaper than the $106.
But still disgusting.
But still disgusting.
And that's the pharmacy we got it from the first time where it was $20.
Yes. So we were annoyed. And we have a great doctor from Elevated Health in Huntington Beach. He's been in the news lately. Don't believe the bad press because it's false. He is not even close to that type of person. He is just into helping the community. And he, as proof of how much he helps the community, filled the prescription for us.
Yep.
For
$8 whole.
$8 entire dollars.
And apologized for it being one of their most expensive prescriptions they've ever filled for me.
$8 for 10 days of antibiotics, when everyone else wanted to charge at least $96 for 10 days of antibiotics. Like, that's insane, man. And then, like, you have to ask yourself how these people that run pharmacies stay in business.
Well, how do you have to wonder? They have 1,000% markup, and insurance companies pay most of it.
But I don't understand why insurance companies don't put their foot down about that.
Because they're idiots and they're lazy.
Like, where is the break in the system? I mean, is it that... Is it what happens is there's a vicious cycle? So, you know, they charge us, they know we're only paying $10 if we have insurance. So they charge our insurance company a crazy price. The insurance company pays it because they know they can jack our premiums up in order to cover for the cost of the medication. Is that what you're talking about?
They're all gouging.
There's ways that needs to be fixed. That just has to be fixed. Like, that is highway robbery.
That's what people say all the time, that pharmaceutical companies are robbing people.
Well,
but is it really the pharmaceutical company or is it the pharmacy you're buying it from?
In some instances, it is the pharmaceutical company because they charge a small for. Look at how much Viagra used to be. It was like $100 a pill.
I've never taken Viagra. I wouldn't know how much it costs.
You did, but it was well known. I've never taken it either, but I know how much it costs because it's all the news would talk about. Yeah, the reason healthcare is so expensive is because even if you want to take a tiny pill to have sex, it's $100 for each pill. It's like, that's insane. $100 for a pill.
And they only do it until they can't, during the period of time where they can't be knocked off. Then, as soon as generics become available, the price comes way down.
Yeah.
But there's like a certain period of time that you can't create generics, and then...
Yeah, they have like an exclusivity thing on their patent for a certain period of time, and then after that, they're allowed to make generics. And you're right. Then it comes down in price. But, like, wasn't this a generic drug you were getting?
Yep.
And yet it was still so expensive. So can you imagine what the name brand must actually cost?
Yeah, not amused. People
Like, wow.
do not become allergic to penicillin because your prescription antibiotic costs will, like, quadruple.
So, okay.
Don't do it.
You know that I like to listen to all things Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. And I love to listen to Adam's wife, Lynette, and her friend Stephanie. And they do their show For Crying Out Loud.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially supposed to be a show about being a parent. But the show kind of turns out to be similar to our show, except that it's from the perspective of two moms.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephanie is talking about how they have their insurance. You know, they did their whole Obamacare thing. And back in January, her husband has a prescription that he has to take. You know, something like that would be for like blood pressure or, you know, blood thinner or something to do with that, right? And he had to pay like $350 for it back in January. But they met their deductible, is what they were explained. Great. Time to refill the prescription. They try to tell her she owes $350.
Oh, Jesus.
So she says, hold on a second. You don't remember we dealt with this whole thing and they put it to the, we only had to pay $350 because that was the deductible. And so now the deductible's paid. And now we're supposed to only pay like $10 for the prescription.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I remember that. So then why don't you call the insurance company for me? Oh, we don't do that.
Helpful.
We don't do that. You're going to have to do that.
Let's do 1,000% markup and then not be helpful at all, too. That's great.
So she got on the phone, and you're going to love this, okay? She got on the phone, and it turned out that, like, they had paid, like, $342 for the last prescription. And their deductible was $350.
Mm-hmm.
So the insurance company was attempting to collect another deductible of $350 because the first one hadn't been met yet.
Okay.
And she told them, no, the worst we owe you is $8 plus the 10.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to argue with them, and finally they cleared it up, they settled it. But that's the point. Not a lot of people are like her, where she's going to get on the phone and like insist that they fix their issues and like, I don't know, hold their feet to the fire over the price and the attitude and the
Well, I'm sorry, but
trying to
those
rip you off.
people, the people who are going to pay $350 when they should only pay $8, are the reason insurance companies think they can get away with highway robbery.
Right. It's why they wouldn't do it. That's
So,
exactly true.
thanks,
It's why I'm glad that
assholes.
they stood up for themselves and said, no, we already paid.
Yep.
So, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at you and I'm looking at the dog. And you have the Kong.
That she's successfully destroying.
She's, of course, chewing to pieces, and we're going to need to take it away from her. I don't understand this dog. Like, nothing that's supposedly indestructible is indestructible with her. Like, she can chew through everything. What do pit bull owners do?
They certainly don't buy Kongs. She's only had it for 2 days and the top is destroyed. Yogi's had it for like 5 years.
Yeah, Yogi's had it since the day I got him.
Yeah. It's Yogi's least favorite toy. He hates it.
But
all the
looking
time.
at her and how she's like so like alert and staring at you because you have the Kong, it made me think of the other morning, yesterday morning actually, where we brought her and Yogi to the park.
Yeah.
And
They do love the park.
the thing is that what we've been doing is because of the pandemic, we can't go to the dog park. It's closed. But the public park has like walkways open, and then there's baseball fields.
Yeah.
And we've been going inside the baseball fields because you can close it up. They don't really have a way to run out.
And we're not the only ones.
And we're not the only ones. Like, a lot of people have been doing it. And It's the same place we've talked about taking her before, when we lived in the other place. It's just midway between the two. Anyway, it was super wet, and there was like some high grass in the middle, and Yogi like had the zoomies going on. He was just all over that place.
To the point where he was a drowned rat.
He was so wet, and he just kept running through the wet grass. But this one, you throw the ball for her. She goes after it. And in the beginning, she's running full speed to the ball and full speed back. Full speed to the ball, full speed back. Then all of a sudden, it's, full speed to the ball, 3/4 speed back. She starts slowing down and slowing down. But the thing is, she just has this look of passion on her face and joy when she's running after her ball. She loves to chase the ball.
Yeah, it makes her happy.
I worry about her, and I'm not sure if I should, but I worry about her because she's a bit obsessive about things. Like, if she thinks you have a ball, she stares you down. She won't go away. I mean, like, literally, if you started at 7 o'clock in the morning and you didn't move from the couch until 7 o'clock at night, that dog would stare you down for 12 hours.
She eventually gets bored.
It's insane. And then, like, I noticed that, like, she doesn't really like you to put your arm around her anymore. She pulls away and gets all weird about that. I don't know. She just has weird behaviors that, I don't know, kind of trips me out, this dog.
She doesn't like to be cuddled when she wants to play. When she wants to be cuddled, she has no problem with you putting your arm around her.
She's just a very weird dog. But she knows what she wants, and she demands it. But I'm still worried about her obsessiveness. Like, she gets way too into things. That dog, if I didn't give her a time limit chasing the ball, she would just go until she couldn't go anymore.
Well, yeah, of course. She loves it.
I would change that to she lives for it. Like, it's the most.
But she just went away. She went to do something else.
For 2 seconds, and then she's back and staring.
She doesn't look so intense right now.
And like, Yogi's never had anything like that he's been so obsessed with.
Yogi's not a wacko. You're the one who wanted a dog obsessed with balls.
That sounds so bad. Well, I apparently got one.
I hope she's a ball hound. She's
such a ball hound.
Now she's a ball hound and you don't like it.
Didn't say I didn't like it. Said I'm worried about her obsessiveness.
Oh, Bree.
But I suppose that's what makes a ball hound a ball hound. They're obsessed with the ball.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because Lila was the same way.
She sure is.
Except that Lila was a little, I guess because she's also more mature than this one. But you'd put the ball away, and eventually she'd kind of settle down and be like, okay, fine, I guess I'm not playing with that anymore.
Well, so does Bree.
Yeah, eventually. Like, I don't know, 3 hours later.
He exaggerates just a lot.
You guys put that ball away the other day, and she wouldn't leave me alone thinking I had it.
As you were making ball sounds with your face.
No,
don't even.
That was a different day.
You're a liar.
That was a different day.
No, it wasn't.
It was yesterday that I made the ball sound. I'm talking about on the weekend. You guys put the ball away like in the cabinet, and she was going crazy.
As soon as she watched me yesterday put the ball away, she stopped.
Well, good. Then she can watch you put the Kong away because... yeah, she's destroying that poor thing. I don't get it either. Like I said, like we need to find out what pit bull owners do.
Well, I looked at the most indestructible toys, and they recommended the Kong. So I think we're fucked.
Apparently.
Like, I don't think there's any option. There's a whole bunch of other shaped Kongs that are supposed to be...
So I want to make an announcement that I don't think I even mentioned to you that I wanted to make an announcement about. But you know about it. It's just we haven't been talking about it. But we're coming out with a new and improved Zoo Media Network. And by new, I mean new. And by improved, I mean improved.
Wow. Groundbreaking.
So it's not going to be like the same shows but with unedited versions, or the same shows but where we name names. By the way, I think it's funny that for Crying Out Loud people, they do the same thing. They won't name names in their regular podcast, but in their Patreon podcast where people pay, they name names because they figure, well, you're paying, so it's okay to tell you. I think that's funny. But we're coming out. We're going to be on the Roku. The Zoo Media Network is going to have a channel on the Roku. You can just go to your Roku TV or your Roku box or your Roku stick, and you can add us. Right now, We have a soft launch date that I'm not going to talk about, and we have a hard launch date that I'm not going to talk about. But let's just say that everything should be up and running within 2.5 months of when you hear this. And it's going to be interesting because there's going to be sports shows. There's going to be entrepreneurial shows. There's going to be entertainment, comedy, movies, TV series. It's going to start out for the first so many people. We haven't come up with the exact number yet. We're going to decide that tomorrow, I think. But let's just say the first 100 people maybe, they're going to be free, no subscription charge. After that, there's going to be a subscription charge of like $5 a month. But you're going to get unique content and a unique mix of content that you can't get anywhere else. What other channel can you laugh, cry, cheer for one of your favorite teams, and learn how to run your business all in one channel?
Apparently this one.
It's the only one.
There's
no other one. And maybe you can explain to people why it's called the Zoo Media Network.
Because we have a zoo and it's a media network.
Wow. It was a tough one to put together, but
super difficult.
You did it. Good job. Good job. So it's in honor of the zoo, which, by the way, shrank by a member. We lost. Of all the ones we lost, I'm shocked by this. We lost Mr. Chip.
Does anyone even know who Chip is?
He's one of the guinea pigs. We've talked about the zoo in detail.
But not in a while.
So we have, and then we can get out of here after this, but we have Henry, Ozzy, and Mr. Finn. They're guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Bree and Yogi. They're not guinea pigs. They're dogs.
Wow.
Then we have Parker.
Groundbreaking.
Olive. Pretty Girl. Jasper. They're not guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dogs. They're cats.
Things that go meow in the night.
They're cats. That is our zoo. We have a complete and total zoo. We used to have fish. They didn't make it.
But Alyssa killed them.
So here we have it. The zoo. We'll name them again. Yogi and Bree. Parker. Olive. Pretty Girl. Jasper. Henry. Ozzy. Finn. There they are. The zoo. How many members of the zoo? 9. 9 members of the zoo. They outnumber the humans by double, sometimes triple.
Sure do.
So, to all you out there, I hope that you're entertained by our new channel. I would, if I had known about the pandemic, I would have gotten it out months earlier somehow. But you're gonna love what's on there. I hope you get involved. Keep listening to this show and others on the network. We're going to have somebody else from the network doing a show. If we can ever get his lighting right. He knows who I'm talking about. Shots fired.
You're going to start another feud.
It's okay. I can win that one. You, not capable of winning. Me, I can
Wow,
win.
thanks.
You didn't even give it any effort.
That doesn't mean I'm not capable of winning.
That's why you're not capable of winning, because you're not going to give it any effort.
Okie doke.
You can't win what you don't try at. That's like saying I can deadlift 700 pounds, but I'm not going to go try it. Can't prove it. Prove I can't. Oh, and one last thing. If our internet keeps doing what it's doing, Spectrum, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of this shit.
Pay enough money for this damn thing. It should work.
At least more than once an hour.
Drives me crazy.
Right on
Anyway,
that.
so we talked about price gouging pharmacists, right?
Uh-huh.
What else did we talk about?
Some other shit, and then the internet sucking.
No, what else did we talk about after the price gouging maniacs? We talked about Bree and Yogi going to the park.
Uh-huh. That was encompassed into some other shit.
And then we talked about a zoo. And now we have crappy internet. I don't know why. The internet is as centered as it could possibly be in this apartment. And it screws around. I don't get it. Anyway, that's all I got for you. What have you got?
Now that he is done rambling, good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.